Hey, what's up? It's Bon. Let's talk about Mass Effect. If you like Mass Effect, you want to talk about speculation, the next game that's coming, all of that stuff, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll be digging as deep as I can, making videos about the smallest morsels, or just basically rehashing stuff like I am today. If that sales pitch doesn't get you, I don't know what will. So today I'm going to talk about a little bit of a theory that got thrown onto my Discord a couple weeks ago now, but I just didn't have time to make a video about it. And it's has to do with the 2022 N7 Day teaser video thing. So let me take you to Reddit. A few months ago, this was posted, I believe, shortly after the N7 Day, but this got brought up again because this post didn't get a ton of attention. It has a decent number of upvotes. And I think I have even mentioned this whole thing, but it's worth at least fleshing out, because what else are we going to talk about at the moment? So the post here says, I think to obscure this as being count, this one is faint, but it is there. And in the BioWare 25th anniversary art book, it is clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's look at this. So the title of this post is BioWare is planning a new trilogy theory. So it says 1, 2, 3 are lit. So if you look on here, and we might be able to get a better close up. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there are 3 lights. 4 has an extender or like a docking arm or something, indicating distance. So they feel like that represents Mass Effect Andromeda. And 5, 6, 7 are still dark, and they are to be published. So this person thinks that it's their theory that this is a Mass Effect game count, and that we are looking at a new trilogy. So if I pull this up, this is what they were talking about before, and this is art from the 25th anniversary book. I've gone over this. I've actually compared the two pictures pretty extensively, because it's pretty obvious that the one from 2022 is pretty heavily inspired, or a newer version of this old art, which I have a whole video about, so you can go and find that, or maybe I'll do an updated one at some point. But this is the old art, and this is what they are referencing. So here it is much clearer that this says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To me, it's because there's so few markings and stuff on this besides the MR7. I mean, this is really clearly symbolic to me. Like this has to be, it's meant to be noticed, right? I think that their prediction here of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that, you know, this is referencing the original trilogy. 4 maybe referencing Andromeda, and that maybe we're moving into the 5, 6, 7 stage. I don't think that's entirely implausible. I think it actually makes a lot of sense. If I pull up the newer version of it, you can see that it is a bit obscured. The 1 is stuck in the shadow of this tower, where in this version of the art it is not. It's really clear. One thing that you do notice about the other one that you don't see here is that it does have like lights under 1, 2, and 3. I hadn't actually noticed that before, and that was kind of interesting. I think their theory about this arm being by 4 as like the expanded universe, or like the spin-off, is actually pretty clever. And I think the idea of this next game being the start of a new trilogy is likely, if not very plausible. I don't think that they would make, I highly doubt they're planning on making one more Mass Effect game. It just doesn't make any sense. And with all of the messaging that Mike Gamble has done and things like that with Andromeda, I don't think, I have theorized that the next game seems to be heavily hinted to be in the Milky Way and to have to do with Milky Way stuff. But Mike Gamble has also made tons of Andromeda references. So it seems to me that this, if we do have a new trilogy, I would hope that they wouldn't rush it and have the first game have something where we go from Andromeda to the Milky Way or vice versa like that quickly. But if if there's a trilogy planned, and the trilogy is the fifth game is trying to get the Milky Way back together and having some hints of Andromeda. The sixth game is, hey, we need to go to Andromeda, and this whole game is going to be about doing the stuff we have to do to get there. And then the seventh game is going back to Andromeda or something. That would seem plausible to me, and I think that would be a slow enough burn for most people that by the time that happened, and the original Andromeda's mess, I think would be kind of in the past for most people. And I think most people would be a lot more receptive to a new Mass Effect game. And it could even be kind of a reboot to a point of that original game, obviously still taking a lot of that into account. But yeah, I think this little theory is pretty solid. I had definitely noticed some of this stuff when I believe I did a whole video where I compared these two pictures. But noticing the lights under the 1, 2, and 3, I hadn't seen before. Now you would think that if this whole thing is true, everything they're thinking, that there'd be there'd be a light underneath 4 as well. Maybe the extension arm or the docking arm or whatever this is taking place of that. But I think even on the old art, but especially on this new art, that numbering is just way too prominent, in my opinion, to not be meaningful in some capacity. So I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to like it. That's about all I have for this one. If you want to talk about this more, jump into my Discord. That link is down in the description. Be sure to check out my giveaway for some Mass Effect merchandise. That is in the pinned comment on my Twitter profile. It's at Bondiesel, which there is a link for down below as well. So be sure to enter that before the end of April. And that is all I have for this one. So until next time.